6:30 in the morning, and lately I've been waking up really early. I feel like when you wake up very early, that for me anyway, there is a reason for that. I generally go downstairs, make some coffee, and then I start to meditate. I get some of my most profound thoughts and conversations with God when I'm doing that. So I was thinking back when I first started hearing God speak to me. When I first started hearing, I call God Dad. So when you hear me say Dad, I'm talking about God. I remember when I first started having conversations with my dad and I could actually hear him answer me. It was quite profound because although I am a natural born psychic medium, I'm also 29 years sober. So I guess you could say I struggled with the whole concept of God probably for the first 9 years of my sobriety. I had that burning bush moment, and I believe every one of us has a burning bush moment. It comes differently at different times to different people, but it's that spiritual experience that is, nothing short of divine. So anyway, my burning bush experience happened when I was about 9 years sober, and I had been, very depressed and sad. And then, one of my first, the first higher power that I actually connected to was Mother Mary, because I really needed that motherly figure in my life. I did wake up one night to see her blue robe standing next to my bed, which I thought was such a beautiful thing. But the burning bush experience I had with God was, I was very depressed one day, and I came home and I was just lying in bed, just feeling sorry for myself, rolling back and forth and just thinking about this dad and this daughter. They were in a car and they were at a stoplight, and I looked over and I saw how much he adored her. And, my first thought was, wow, I'm never going to know what that feels like. And that made me very sad. So when I got home and I just, was laying in bed crying and saying, I want to believe in you. I know that you're there, and I know you're proud of me. I just wish sometimes I could hear you say it. And all I know is that I had been crying for, an hour or so, and very sad. And I was kind of in an alpha state, kind of in and out of sleep. And the whole room just like vibrated with this voice that said, I am proud of you. Like, I don't know if you ever watched that old movie, Moses, where the burning bush is like, Moses. It was a voice like that. And the whole room filled up with that voice. And he said, I am proud of you. And I bolted straight up out of bed, and I jumped out of bed. I hit my knees, and I knew that I had experienced, I heard him audibly, which I often do with spirits. Just, I guess I had not up to that point with God. And, and I know that's how he feels about all of his children. Every single one of us, as difficult as it may seem. I don't know how sometimes he loves me, let alone some of the people out there that get on my last nerve. But he does. I don't know, after that, you couldn't tell me that God didn't exist. If you told me to lay down on a train track and prove that God exists, I would have done it. In fact, I couldn't even tell that story for about 2 years. It would just get stuck right here in my throat. I've had out-of-body experiences because, I astral project. And I did have one experience where I was out of body and I was floating up towards the heavens. And I did feel the energy of God. And all I can tell you about both of those experiences, is that love is so concentrated. It's so concentrated that our physical bodies, because we're spirits having a human experience, our physical bodies can only take a speck of that, just a speck. Because it's just it's a kind of love that we can't fathom. I mean, we love our children and our grandchildren and people, you know, even unconditionally, but it's even bigger than that, bigger than that. So, you know, my journey to find, you know, my higher power, the higher power of my own understanding. We say that a lot in the rooms, that we try to connect with the higher power of our own understanding. It's not that you create a new God. It's just that you meet God in a way that he can meet you. And when I was newly sober, I'll never forget this older old timer. He said, you know, choose a loving, kind, gentle, patient God who's unconditionally loving with a great sense of humor. And it's like any relationship. With whatever you put into it is what you get out of it. Anyway, I just wanted to share that experience with you. Getting up early in the morning is it's a special time for me to connect with my angels, because I work a lot with angels. Lately, I've been getting visited by my mother, who passed a couple years ago, and but mostly my favorite thing to do is just do a meditation for the planet, you know, and I'll do some meditations. If you are concerned, like I am, about the world, the planet, and its people, it's just so comforting when you take that time to just wrap the world in white and pink light, and just imagine that every single person, every single person and thing and plant and animal and in this world can feel that energy of love. Because the truth is that the only thing that can heal anything or anyone is love. And healing doesn't always come in the way you think it will or should. Healing comes in many ways. And some things I still just don't understand. And I've been studying metaphysics, science, and spirituality for around 45 years now. But I don't think it's important that you understand it. I just think it's important that you practice it. Anyway, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.